Ladies and gentlemen, grüezi, guten Morgen, and a very good morning to you. This is sunny Frankfurt calling.
Thank you, Chris, for the nice words and intro, and for inviting me to share some insights on our GRC vision and on our journey together with Metric. So next slide, please. For those who don't know Julius Baer yet, some upfront information to give you an idea of our size and our business model. So we are quite an old but yet modern bank, I would say, with a history dating back to 1890. Our headquarters are located in Switzerland, Zurich. And in terms of size, we do have roughly about 490 billion assets under management. We are currently present in 25 countries and more than 60 locations. And in terms of business model, we are focused on pure wealth management. So next slide, please. So what's our GRC vision and GRC goal? In 2018, a global transformation project in the Chief Risk Officer's area, CRO area, has been started. And one of the goals by then was to enhance the risk and control framework. By then, it was also decided to go with MetricStream as software provider for our GRC solution, with a clear goal to have an integrated solution with which we could handle our various operational risk topics. So starting with the controls topics, the goal was to capture, process, and monitor the bank's key controls with MetricStream. Then we also wanted to integrate our process for capturing operational risk incidents and the risk assessment. And luckily, we could team up internally with our internal audit department to work jointly in the GRC project. The idea is to use one joint platform to align our risk taxonomies, the bank issue management, and others. Additionally, to managing the issues, internal audit is also using the platform for their audit rights. Furthermore, for the future, it is planned to also do the audit planning and the audit risk assessment of the platform. This slide actually outlines our understanding of an integrated solution where all the different components are sharing the same attributes like risk taxonomy, risk scales, same issue managing module, and more. So this linkage between the different modules is for us a great plus and the benefit of such GRC tool. So MetricStream has been rolled out globally, and basically you can say where Julius Baer is, we are using MetricStream for either operational risk or internal audit purposes. So next slide, please. So what's our journey? We have started, I would say, not so long ago in 2019 when the actual project has been kicked off. And it took us about 1 year to clarify the technical details, the user management, risk taxonomies, and also the customization. We asked for to adapt the tool to let's say, to our needs. So it took us to get everything up and running before we started then rolling out the controls module early 2020. The approach here was to onboard the major entities first, and then step by step onboard the whole bank in kind of a staggered approach. So if you would ask me how was the first year after the go live, my answer would probably be that it was tough, sometimes a bit rough, but eventually I believe it was a success. So why was that? I'm referring now to the roughness. So I believe it had to do with the customization we requested for the controls module. Obviously, and that was definitely a learning on our side, the higher the number of customizations, the higher the number of potential issues and bugs in the tool. And that was from our side, or for our side, definitely a key learning in this project. So in the next step, in January 2021, internal audit went live with their module. Currently, they're using MetricStream only for the report writing, but it's definitely planned to also do the risk assessment and, as I said before, and also the issue management via MetricStream. And the approach here was to stay as close as possible to the out-of-the-box solution, our learning. So only recently we went live with the ORM module, actually like 2 weeks ago, for capturing operational risk incidents. And also here the approach was to stay as close as possible to the out-of-the-box solution. So we had only only some, let's say, minor change requests. And yeah, but in this case for the ORM module, it was quite easy for us to stay as close as possible to the out-of-the-box solution, because at that time we kind of were updating, or let's say refurbishing our processes for capturing op risk incidents anyway. So that was actually quite an easy thing for us. And then last but not least, we officially took live the issue module to capture our self-identified risk issues. So for the last two components we took live, it's actually, I mean, it's difficult to predict about how users accept the tool, if there will be any bugs or if there will be any other issues, because I mean, we took them live only like 2 weeks ago, but our expectation so far clearly is that since we have stayed so close to the out-of-the-box solution, there are and there will be less issues or bugs the tool. So as you can see, our slide, on the slide, our journey has not ended yet. So we are still considering to also implement the risk assessment module for operational risk, but also for the internal audit module in the next step. So next slide, please. Let me share some of the experience of our journey together with Metric Team and with Metric Team software. So in terms of collaboration, we implemented weekly and also monthly calls, which proved for us very useful and helpful. In such calls, we discuss change requests, potential bugs, fixes, technical matters. In general, I would say, yeah, but also questions which are, let's say, beyond technical questions. We have defined a clear escalation path, which, yeah, in both directions. Fortunately, we don't need that too often. And last point here, in terms of collaboration, since we at Julius Baer are moving to an agile way of working, we have taken up discussions with Metric Team on how to design our setup, our way of collaboration and working together in an agile way. But I mean, I must say, discussions have only started recently. With regards to technical issues we faced, I mean, I mentioned it before that one of our key learnings was to stay as close as possible to the out-of-the-box solution. I mean, for us, it was kind of a difficult process and learning, and it's kind of a trade-off to adjust our methodological frameworks to Metric Team solution or vice versa. But overall, I believe we found a good way for the incident modules and also for the issue capturing to stay as close as possible to the out-of-the-box solution. In terms of flexibility, so how flexible is Metric Team software? I mean, from my experience, I believe it's really flexible and adaptable. So basically, almost everything can be done. But as I said before, it comes with a certain price. As I said, the more you customize the tool, the more, I believe, the more bugs and issues will pop up. Then we also are in discussions with Metric Team with regards to the cloud topic. So discussion cloud versus on premises. This is actually an ongoing discussion we are having with Metric Team, and I can totally understand Metric Team's point that in terms of efficiency for both sides, when it comes to fixing issues, the cloud solution would be much more efficient. Nevertheless, it is currently not possible for us due to Swiss banking secrecy reasons, but also due to internal guidelines to switch to the cloud. So we have to live with the current solution, which is on-premise. So last point I would like to touch on, how is user feedback. In general, what I can say from our experience, the users who frequently use the tool who know what to do and how to handle that tool, I mean, for them, it's, I mean, quite easygoing. So what I want to say is the tool is complex, and I believe we made it even more complex with our change request and customization. And that means when you are using the tool only once or twice a year, I mean, it might become a little bit cumbersome. So it's not so super intuitive that you can right away use it. But once you are kind of, once you know the processes, I mean, it's quite straightforward and not an issue at all anymore. With regard to stability and availability of the tool, here, I mean, only positive feedback from our side. I mean, we are quite happy on this one. And with regard to the reporting, last point here, the out-of-the-box reports mostly work for us. But, and I believe this is quite normal, we also use our own queries to access the underlying database to generate our tailor-made reports and our Tableau dashboard. So that was a brief overview of Julius Baer's journey with MagicStream. Thank you for your attention. And in case of any questions, please contact me. I'm always happy to provide additional information and to share experiences. Thank you, and back to you, Chris.
Absolutely great presentation, Dominic. These were terrific insights. And this is definitely invaluable feedback to guide our GRC Summit participants on their own GRC journey. So many, many thanks again. And Dominic, we are looking forward to meet you soon again in Zurich. Thank you.